All right, what's going on? What's going on? It is the Kevolution RMX. I'm back. We on episode 7 in the building from lands unknown. He came a long way. I got Mr. BC Music first.
Hey, what's going on?
Man, it was hard getting this together, man. It was hard getting this together. We ain't have no power.
Power went out 3 times.
And I was getting frustrated because it kept teasing me because it was flickering. I'm feeling bad because, BC came a long way and I'm like, we got to get this done. So right now, we're going to knock this out. We got a little bit of downtime, so we're going to do it. So
yeah.
What's been going on, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, man. I mean, I just been working. Just been doing a lot of out here work. Most of it consumed by battle rap, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I see you've been flooding it with that. How come you ain't up there rapping, man? I see you with the camera all the time. But
Yeah. I think for me, it's the preparation part. Mm-hmm. So, I know that the 1-rounders, they have 1-round battles. Those are normally about 5 to 6 minutes of material, and then you have 3-round battles. Those are normally like 2.5, 3 minutes a round. So putting that much time into memorizing something that I'll only use that one time, and then having another person on your mind the entire time is going on, it's a little tiring for me. So I just decided to be behind the scenes on it. As much as I love the rapping on it, it doesn't make sense for me to put that much time into writing it.
So do they have to research, when they find out who they're actually going to battle, do they give them a few days to research these individuals, or for the most part everybody kind of knows each other already?
For the most part, everybody kind of knows each other. When you get higher up, that's how it is. When you're first starting, you'll probably have to do some research if that's the kind of battler you want to be. Some people don't even, know who they're standing in front of. They just have universal bars that can go towards anybody. And that works too. It just depends on how good you are, right? But for the people that really want to dig in and get personal, they'll do a lot of research. But there may be something that, we don't know about as the public. And if that comes out for one of those people that are well known, it can totally change how everybody else talks about them or battles them after that point.
Has anything changed someone's life? Has information got out that should not have been out that really affect somebody negatively?
Well, I'll say the biggest one was, one of the biggest ones that happened was something that the person did to themselves. So it's a guy, that's my boy, the Saga. You know what I'm saying? He's my dude. And he was a Christian rapper, mm-hmm. right? In one of the battles, he brought out that he had a problem with masturbation, basically. You know what I'm saying? So he brought that out, but it's like he was just telling the world, I released that. That's out of me. You know what I'm saying? But in battle rap, it's like, wait a minute, you used to do what? What did you do? What did you say? You know what I'm saying?
Little did he know at the time that he brought that.
It's been used against him so much now, and so many people have made bars off of his name with that connotation. And it's like, once you put that out there, once that information is public and people know about it, they're going to continue to use that. They're going to drive it into the ground.
See, that's crazy, because I would have thought if you got 2 or 3 people that find out that information, they turn it into a bar, they use it. You would think after about the 4th or 5th time somebody battles that same guy, they would be like, all right, they've already done, the masturbation stuff. That's just what I assumed.
You would think that, but it's something that people can't let go. We have another battler named JC, right? Years ago, 10 plus years ago, JC did, he tried to dance to get on with Chris Stokes, to get into that fold and make some money.
I haven't heard in a long time.
He tried to dance, sent an audition tape, and that information got leaked. The video of him dancing got leaked somehow. This, mind you, like I said, it's almost 10 years ago. That video got leaked, and to this day, they're still using dancing bars against him. To this day.
Where's the footage?
You can find it online. You probably go on YouTube and find it. He's doing some dancing, and it's very stomp the yardish. You know what I'm saying?
Well, was he at least good?
He was decent. He was decent actually. Like we'll call it what it is. Like he wasn't making a mockery of himself, Ice JJ Fishish, right? Like he was actually doing some moves. He had one move that I was like, cut that one from your arsenal. But
Wait, was it because he performed the move bad, or was it because it was just the nature of what the move was?
the move was he did a bad move. It was one of those ones where it's like that's not meant for you. Like that motion was so like
It was a motion.
yeah, like so he did the motion, but not only was it a short motion, like I forgot it was like one of these like hanging robot moves. So it's like
on Major Payne when he did the dance at the
So you know how you hang your arm and you let your arm move, right?
Yeah.
It was like he did it, but like the arm didn't really swing well. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like real.
It shimmied.
Yeah, it didn't swing. It shimmied, right? So it's like he did that, and it's just one of those moves. Like take it out, man. You don't need that.
And they still get on him to this day about it.
To this day.
See, I'm that goes to show that I am welly not aware of how the rules are in battle rap. Because number one, I thought that you was already assigned a person and you had a certain amount of time to research on your own.
That's true.
For all, I thought it was like that for all of them.
Not for all of them. Like for a majority now, like these days, that's what it is. But like even recently, they have a tournament called the Ultimate Madness Tournament on URL, and for those, when they did the first round, they found out in less than 2 weeks who their opponents were. And
There's no time to really.
Not really. Like you got an everyday life. You going to work. If you have a significant other, you got to deal with that. If you got kids, you got to deal with that. Like you have to fit in doing all of this preparation because you have to memorize everything. You have to do all of that
in a short amount of time.
In a shorter amount of time.
See, that's another misconception that I've had. And I'm not trying to sound dumb. I really thought this was a legit thing right here, but I thought that a lot of the freestyles were actual freestyles before. Like I didn't know it was like you have time to like I thought those guys went up there and they just, spit it off the head. Cause it's not like the music is playing, so you got time to kind of think of what you're gonna do.
Right.
So that's what I thought it was.
So we do have some people that are great at freestyling,
but it's not recommended for.
Nah, because now people are paying for a product, and it's like if people were paying for the product, but then you got up on the stage and made the song while you were in front of them, it's no guarantee that it's gonna be a hit, right?
That's true.
Versus if you kind of prepared beforehand. And you get on stage, you maybe practice it with a few people, off stage somewhere, or while you were in your house, you practice some of what you prepared, and they were like, "Oh, that's really good." Then you have more of a understanding if it'll hit inside of a big room with other people, right? So if you look at it in that context, then you can think of how freestyling would be when you get on stage. It's like when you get on stage, nobody knows what you're gonna say at all. So that's the song that you're making right there on the spot. It could be fire. It could be great. It might not be.
You think people cross the line?
Oh yeah. I do definitely.
It's just nature of the.
It's the nature to a degree. It to me, and everybody like it's an age old question like what is too far in battle rap when you're writing bars or preparing for an opponent. Mm-hmm. I say it like this, in my opinion. It is, if you wouldn't say it to that person outside of battle rap,
then don't say it at all.
Don't worry about saying it there, right? Because, like, you talking about somebody's dead family member or something like that, right? Like, if you're going that far, like
people have taken it that far.
Yeah. It's like if you're gonna talk about that in the bar, like you can write about anything. You can write about anything, but you chose to bring that up. Nah, that's different thinking. That's different level thinking. That was on your mind, right? So it's like you can choose anything else to talk about before you get to that level of disrespect.
That's a fight right there.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. Like, some people can contain it and just, mark it off as business, but, the backlash will come from the court of public opinion. So
nobody's ever threw hands on stage. It might have got a little antsy, but it never.
Yeah, we don't get many people throwing hands. The misconception is that people get so angry that they can't control themselves and start to fight. But most people know that there's money in this business. There's things that are behind it, like sponsors, investors. Let's protect the money.
It's too
now,
much
I may
at
not rock.
stake.
Yeah, like I may not rock with that person afterwards, or I may come to, you know, check them somewhere else away from the business. But on stage, a lot of them, you know, they just kind of let it go.
See that's fortitude right there. But then again, I guess y'all have to make sure that the people that y'all have battling and the people that's coming on stage aren't people who are gonna pull a fucking Beanie Siegel. Who are like, you know, who if you say something, then he may just throw hands on stage.
Well, I mean, right, like tomorrow is going to be another test. There's a battle going on, Ultimate Madness 5. They're filming it right now in Atlanta. And there's a battle going on named Snake Eyes versus Stumbles. So they were supposed to battle on another card. They got outside, kind of promoing, hyping up the situation. And yeah, things got a little close during that like face-off moment.
And that's when y'all knew y'all had to kind of...
Yeah, well, Stumbles had some people with him that weren't familiar with how these things go. Like,
so they took it personal.
They took it a little personal, and then, you know, hands got exchanged. You know, they exchanged words, then they exchanged hands. And it was bad. It was one-sided. So now they're spinning the block, and they're able to get that battle, and the battle's going to be tomorrow. So it's going to be interesting, and I'm ready to see what happens. It's probably going to be like battle of the night.
Just don't be one of the ones throwing hands.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't hold your own, you know. But when it comes to battling, if you're a battler and you can't kind of keep it under control and understand what you're getting yourself into, it's best to just stay off the stage.
I know that's like fortitude because I already imagine a lot of people are street guys. Yeah. So it's not like overnight they're going to be able to walk in there and just understand they got to have some type of composure. At least not at the first battle, I would assume.
Now, you're right. So at the level that I film at with this company, those kind of people are normally not making it to that level because there's a street element and there's also a business element. So
you can't separate them.
Yeah, if you can't figure out how to make yourself a business at that stage, it's only so far that you'll go at that stage. Because once they get to, you know, the URL level, you have to become a brand in order to have staying power. Think of it like a wrestler. Like that wrestler has to have certain moves. They have to be able to be marketed a certain way to a certain demographic. And those are the ones you see around for ages versus the ones that try to come in and they try to make a gimmick, but it doesn't hit with the fans. They'll be gone. You know, they'll be in and out in the, you know, what's it called? A flash in the pan. Like they'll be in one day and out right the next. And those superstars that learn how to make themselves a brand will still be there.
So we know you'd be shooting the battle rap, but we also know you do music videos for artists.
Yeah.
You've been doing that for a while.
Yeah.
Like you've been like when I first met you, that's what you was doing.
Yeah.
And then when I started, I kind of felt like I was like in kindergarten, and you had surpassed. You know, you was just like at that time, people was always asking me about you. You know, because you just running it. You still running it. So, but if you have to pick between doing the two, I'm assuming, and I shouldn't assume, but I'm assuming that as far as editing, shooting, the battle rapping is a little bit easier.
Yes, in my opinion, I would say so. So, when it comes to the battle rapping, like there's a certain aura that you want to give to the battles, and there's certain angles that you just wouldn't use in a battle, right? Like, so. Some things look good for filming live because the battle rapping is live action. Like you're essentially filming a concert at that point. You're filming a one-time concert, right? So there's certain angles that you'll never want to see from somebody. Like you never want to see like too far up their nose when you're underneath. Like if it's on a stage, you know, you never want to see all the way up their nostrils. Like, you know, you also don't want to see the top of their head. right? Like you don't want to be looking straight down on them for an entire battle because that can be awkward. So I want to see the emotion. I want to see everything around them. Like so it's certain things that as a battle rap viewer I like to see. So when I bring that over to when I'm filming, I try to bring that same thing.
Okay.
So that can be easier than a music video where, you know, a music video you can get as creative as you want depending on the vision. So I can be filming over, you know, while they're walking into the grocery store, filming the top of the head while they're walking in, and then flip it to, you know, them putting something inside of the basket, and the shot might be right up the nostril. Like I can do all of that stuff in a music video, and it would make more sense than doing it in a battle.
What's the most, I don't want to say miserable, but what's the worst time that you've ever had shooting a video where you was about to say, you know what, this almost wasn't worth the money? I know you've had a few of them.
You know what? Not too many, but one that I can remember like right now.
Uh-oh.
So I go to shoot the video, and it's in a hood. Like it's in a place where I didn't know had hoods though. So it's like I get to this place and by
it was in Virginia.
It was in Virginia, yeah. So I get to this place and you think of it by name, you would think it's just like, you know, super country, right? But I get there and they have these like military looking barracks type place. And that's the hood. So I was like, all right, well, this looks weird. Like it still doesn't look like the hoods that I'm used to seeing like in the cities.
It's the country hood.
It's the country hood. So we get there and I'm getting ready to start filming, and my man's, he's like, yo, this is my boy right here. We call him Bad. Like that's his.
There's a lot of thought that went into that.
That's his name. That was his street name, Bad, B-A-D. So I said, yo, that's all right. You know, but the whole time,
you never met these guys before.
No, I never met him. I knew the person I was filming for. You know what I'm saying? I met him before. He's cool. But I never met anybody else that was there at the video shoot besides him. He had one person that drove with him, and then I had one of my boys with me. Everybody else, we didn't know them. But he introduces us to Bad, and we start filming out front of the place. And the entire time, Bad is on his phone making plays. The entire time. So I'm like, oh, this is funny. Then we go inside of Bad's apartment. Go inside of there.
It's got the hood look on the inside, the ceramic floors,
man,
and
they had two big dogs, like huge dogs. These are guard dogs. I'm like, nah, get your dogs first of all.
You ain't taking no shorts.
Get your dogs first of all. Then they had what was it? Oh, it was a couple ladies in there. One of them was pregnant, smoking marijuana.
While pregnant.
Yeah. So she was in there telling her stories of how she couldn't wait to drop the baby so that she could get back outside. I was like, yo, I need to. Oh,
I need to leave?
Yeah, this is weird. Look, one of the dogs licked my hand, and I'm like, yo, I need to wash my hands real quick. So I had to wash my hands, and they ain't had no paper towels. I had nothing to wipe my hands on. So
Did they at least have soap?
Yeah, they had soap. It was dish soap. It was the dish soap. So
the dish soap, though.
Yeah, so we filmed the video. We go outside. We go to film some more. This lady rolls past, asks for marijuana. You know what I'm saying?
Is this video on YouTube?
Yeah, it is.
I gotta look at this after the show. I gotta look at this.
I made it look amazing. You know, you don't see any of this this extra stuff, but it looked good. Anyway, the lady asked for, you know, to get served. She got served and then complained about the amount that she was served. It was hilarious.
Right. Did you get that on footage?
No, I didn't.
Not to put in the video,
nah.
But to have. You know, just to kind of have, you know.
Nah, but like me and my boy that was with me, you know what I'm saying, we kind of looked at each other and was like, yo, you can't make this up. This is hilarious.
And that's a Monday.
Yeah, that's a normal day, you know, for them.
Man.
But after that, we were supposed to film there and in DC, and then on the way to DC, when I was driving there, I ended up hitting a deer. So like
on the way or on the way back?
I had just finished filming. Oh no, on the way. We were heading there to film, and I hit the deer on the way there. So I had to have somebody else film the other half of that video and then put it together. Yeah, it was wild.
How'd they film it? They had another camera.
The guy that came with him, that he was also a person that did film, so he had him film it, and I didn't really use much of that footage in the video. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Was it a quality issue or just a
quality style? You know, it just didn't quite fit what I had originally went with in the style of shots that I was getting. So I sprinkled it in so it didn't feel like they wasted the time doing it. But for the most part, you know, I kept it with what I had.
I'm surprised. Well, I guess they couldn't get mad because I mean, look, it happened. So I'm sure there was an understanding.
And they drove by. They saw me, you know, with the deer on the side of the road. Like they saw it. So it wasn't like I was flaking on them. Like they knew what time it was. Like they saw my whole, and the reason why I didn't just go ahead and do it, for one, you know, the deer was gone. You know what I'm saying? Like the deer was dead. Mm-hmm. And my whole front light was busted out. So I didn't want to drive back in the dark with one headlight. Mm-hmm. I was going to get pulled over for sure.
That wasn't with the...
Yeah.
With that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But that was the worst.
The worst accident?
I mean, the worst video shoot experience. That wasn't too. It was different, but it wasn't bad.
It was different. I wouldn't say it was I don't know. I try to have good experience every time I go to film. Uh-huh. You know,
like even if it's something that pops off, you still try to.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't think of anything that was just like OD trash. Like that one right there was interesting, and that's still my boy. You know what I'm saying? Like. Every time I see him, like I kind of recite some of the song. But yeah, overall though, like, you know, if I feel like the video shoot isn't going well, it's never gotten to a point where it's just like, this is defamation of character level stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's never gotten to that.
That didn't really seem too. I thought you was gonna, you know, you had stories of showing up at places and then somebody shooting in the air. And you gotta take, you know, you gotta grab your stuff and take off running, or like
nah, because it's like if somebody has guns around at the shoot, like I normally let them show me before we start shooting. Like,
do you let them aim at the camera
if it's unloaded?
Okay.
Yeah, if it's unloaded, I don't care. But I don't shoot too many of those type of videos anymore, though.
Really?
Yeah.
It seems like those are the easiest to shoot. Just, you know.
They are, but. Long story short, I shot a video like that, and the people were caught doing some illegal activity
on the video.
Well, the stuff that they got caught doing illegal activity with was also matching images in the video. Ooh. So you know, I had to remaneuver, take that down off the internet. So it's another reason why it's like we don't have to do this. Yeah, we don't have to. You know, have guns and all this other stuff in the video. We can do something else. We don't have to have that.
I wonder if it's more or less that's all they know. They see everybody else doing that, so they just figure that the new music video thing is the, you know, stand in front of the camera, you know, doing.
Yeah, I think part of it is people wanting to meet an image, mm-hmm. right? And it's like that image of tough guy that a lot of people have right now is I'm big and bad.
But why? Why now? Like why is that still the thing?
I think it's the thing because the hood is still a thing. You know, like the streets, they're still a thing. It's just like somebody saying like, yo, why is crack still a thing? We have all of these other drugs now.
You got lean, you got coke, you got.
So it's like, why is crack still a thing? It's like if crack and all this other stuff is still a thing, you're gonna have hood people. Hood people still gonna be a thing because some of it is just environment based. So I think to a certain degree, all of these people fit in somewhere, mm-hmm. and it's just, you know, if I decide to continue to portray that image. And for me, I used to, but it's like now, look, I ain't gonna lie, I still will, but it's just not.
It's not necessary now.
It's not prevalent. It's not like the top of mind thing. Like I have a video shoot that some guys want to do right now. Mm-hmm. Instead of doing the hood thing of pulling out guns and getting a whole bunch of girls shaking their butts, we were gonna go to a chicken spot, order chicken, and sit out front and eat chicken. You know what I'm saying? Like.
That's different.
It's still hood. It's still hood. I don't have to have a whole bunch of guns and women up in the joint. The hood thing is going to that hood spot. You know what I'm saying? It's not a franchise place. They get great.
It's a mom and pop place that 9 times out of 10 got the best chicken anyway.
Great chicken. You know what I'm saying? Sit out front, eat just like they would in any other hood environment. So you can be hood without having to portray certain things about the hood. You can still be hood though.
Do you like doing the music, or do you like shooting the videos over the music? For those who don't know, BC Music First is also a rapper, part-time R&B singer. So, do you like doing the music or like over? Cause BC Music First.
Yeah.
So I would assume that not take priority, but it's one of the top things on the list as far as what you do.
Yeah. So I love music. I love music, and I was always a person that would help somebody else discover new music, right? So it's like, yo, you heard this right here? Nah, I ain't heard that. Are you crazy? Play that right there. Like, I was that guy.
You listen to the new stuff?
I do. So
I struggle with it.
So, I was probably like one of the only people in my circle listening to Juice WRLD before he passed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm probably one of the only people that was listening to Uzi, hearing. Now, here's the thing, though. It's like, I listen to it. It doesn't mean that's what I'm necessarily listening to. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to give it a chance because then I can understand, like, where music is going. Why do people find this music popular? I need to know.
Did you find what you were looking for?
I did find it in a certain degree. So it's like...
Are you good with that?
I am. Cause I feel like there's waves. I feel like there's different climates to music. So the hip hop that came out in like the 80s, that style of hip hop is very simple when it comes to different metaphors and what they were referencing, right? It's more simple, but there was a lot of care taken into placement of words and how things fit. So it's like, the style of it all, like the cat went up the tree and didn't it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it has a different vibe to it. Whereas these days, if it was like 2022, and you get somebody that was, from the quote unquote SoundCloud rapper era, you know what I'm saying? They might switch it up like, yeah, cat went up the tree. Yeah, hold up. You see what I'm saying? So it's just different to me. And I feel like we had an era where metaphors and real bar heavy stuff was top of the line.
Now it's not.
Now it's more, I feel like it's more about feeling. It's more about how something makes you feel. And that's where a lot of Juice WRLD, like I love Juice WRLD music. You know what I'm saying? And I did before he passed, I wasn't as deep in his catalog as I was afterwards, but realizing realizing some of the things that he stood for, you know what I'm saying? I could look at it and say like, oh, I understand why it's popular. Could I ever make it? No. Like, that's not something that I could ever make.
You would never try.
It's just not me. It's not for me.
It would come off forceful.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people don't understand when that happens. That's why you have a lot of Me Too type of artists. They don't understand when something is not for them. Like, you can respect it and understand what it is and realize that it's not for you. And I don't think a lot of people know how to do that.
That's what the Island Boys did.
But they still doing it.
They're still around?
Yeah. They cut the hair. They cut the wigs.
So now they just got regular cuts.
Yep. Regular fades.
Are they? What is their race? What race are they?
I don't know. They got. I would say they're probably like mixed with Caribbean or something, but
Cause the songs.
Nah, I just think that they're largely Caucasian. That's what I think. I don't know.
The
for
reason
sure,
why that makes me mad is because, like, don't get me wrong. I love the fact that you got other races and cultures that are happy with, wanting to be, not wanting to be us, but, they're happy with the culture.
Right.
But I just feel like they try so hard it turns into a stereotype.
And that can be the case sometimes, because it's like black people that like a lot of anime, right? It's like there's a certain look to certain things about anime, a certain feel to certain things about anime that's not in Western art, right? Yeah. So you can imagine how they would feel like when we start to draw in their style, or we start to, dress in their style. It's like, yo, y'all, we took that from Japan.
Yeah.
We took that, right? So it's like, it's in the same token, right?
Totally Spies did that. Right. They did that. I mean, I'm sure they weren't. I would have been pissed off if I was from overseas and I saw that.
But it's like, you think about it, right? And it's like, if everybody's stealing from each other, where does it become the evolution of what that art is? And it's when you start to blend things. It's when you start to mold and try to flex whatever that thing is. So when it's taken directly from the source, then it looks either forced or it looks like a carbon copy. And most people are like, we'll just go get the original. Versus when somebody gets it and then they put a little spin on it. They put their own thing to it. That's when it's not as disrespectful. But to your point, I think that's where a lot of people are not being original. They're not putting their spin on it.
And I think that's what bothers me. I've gotten to the point, because I used to be very hard on the new age, like really hard on it. I've kind of eased up a little bit. So I try to understand, but it's like I feel like I get that this is the new thing now, but I would feel a lot better if, even though we have gotten that simplistic with music and words and stuff, I would prefer it if people were doing it in different ways, as opposed to everybody kind of doing the same thing. So, I mean, I don't mind. Right, you want to do the hop on pop lines, we can do it, but just do it some way different. Don't do it like how the last 10 guys did hop on pop.
Well, that's where things change, and you find out who are going to be the next stars versus who are the next superstars. Superstars are the ones that change the game completely.
Like the Drakes.
Your Drake. Your
He
Beyonce.
dropped an album, by the way.
I heard it was trash too.
It's like a popish kind of.
I ain't listened to it yet. I might listen to it on the way back home, but I didn't listen to it yet. I don't really have a big desire to listen to it, if I'm being honest.
Why not?
There's so much other stuff going on right now that I don't feel like I have a need to set aside that time in my life to analyze what Drake did on his project.
I didn't even know he was coming out with something.
It's a flash drop. It was a flash drop. So it's one of those things where it's like the superstars are gonna be the people like your Drake, your Beyonce, your Jay-Z, right? Those are superstars because Kanye West. Superstars because at some point they changed the scene of how people were doing music. Drake, mainly with people putting more of their stream of conscious style of rapping inside of the music.
You think that's what he did?
I feel like he did more stream of conscious. If you listen to some of his older stuff, it's like him reading out of a diary. You know what I'm saying? It's like him reading about the situation as he experienced it, and then letting the world hear it. That's what Drake's style was like, and a lot of people started doing that. And that's when you hear this very introspective type of music. I feel like a lot of that started with Drake, and that's why it was so popular for people to, look at it and be like, oh, he's light skinned, he's showing his emotions. Like,
he's the guy that was on that Teen Nick show.
You know what I'm saying?
That Nickelodeon show.
So I feel like that was a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? You had Beyonce when she went into the women empowerment phase.
Yeah.
Everything went to women empowerment. When she went into the cater to you phase, everything went in the cater to you phase. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't a fan of hers.
Beyonce was great because you have to take away the music ability alone and look at the other aspects of it. Like, she was great at marketing herself. She had a look to her that people liked. It was very universal, So it was a few things. So
I always thought she was an awesome singer and an awesome entertainer. Mm-hmm. But I just never liked her songs. Like, I mean, she had the one, she had the few,
like the songs.
I know them all, but I can't name one that I can say, oh my God, I love that Beyonce.
But you know them all.
Not by choice.
But that's the thing. It's ingrained. It's ingrained in you. And that is a superstar at that point. You know what I'm saying? It's a superstar at that point, because when that person can step in to whatever situation it is and be a headlamp to the situation when there is no light, You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a superstar. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z walks in. Jay-Z walks in the game, right? He first raps like Jazzo, right? When he was rapping like Jazzo, nobody really paying attention to him. He switches his style up, right? Starts to rap differently. Now everybody talking about it. If you go back and look at one of Jay-Z's first features that you can find, he's doing the skiddly bop raps.
Yeah, I remember he was on Jimmy Kimmel. They showed the footage of him doing that.
Right.
And he was like, I'm kind of embarrassed by that.
Exactly, right? He wasn't popping then. You see what I'm saying? But then he went back to the drawing board, came up with this new style, right? Changed the game. Those are the superstars. They're the ones. If somebody comes in and they're doing the same thing here, same thing there, same thing that the next person's doing, you end up getting a bunch of copycats, and then you end up getting confused.
Where do you see
confused fans?
Where do you see it in 10 years? Like the business as well. I would say in 10 years, it's gonna be even more over flooded, and it's gonna be hobbyish.
You say the music business?
Yeah.
I don't think the music business will ever be 100% hobbyist. And the reason why is because there's so much music in the world, like all around us. The thing with something being heavily abundant, somebody is always going to try to monetize it. So streaming, right? You have tons and tons of streaming platforms. Why pay for a platform?
They need to pay us a little bit more money for them streams, though.
There's that. Right? So it's like I could upload my music on SoundCloud for free. I could put it in a video and upload it on YouTube for free, right? You have all these different ways you can do it. Why upload it to Apple Music? Why upload it to Spotify when it costs money? Because that audience is different. You're gonna potentially reach a different pool of people, right? But then when you think about that, it's like, if I'm reaching a different pool of people, now how much does my dollar mean? If I can reach these different pool of people and I'm paying for it, all right, then how am I going to recoup my money? And how am I going to continue to reach other people that I didn't reach before? Some people will say that's the money move. Yeah. So now they're going to figure out the money business. You know what I'm saying? So when you figure out the money business and you start putting that with the music, then the money and the music will never completely separate. So there'll always be a business in music.
Well, look, speaking of uploading music, where's the new BC Music first album? Where's the new album at?
It's being worked on right now.
When is it going to be finished? Because I've heard some of the stuff that you played today, and that stuff is golden.
I appreciate that.
So I'm right now trying to figure out when you're going to actually put it out. I know some of it is out.
Yeah.
But I want the new exclusive BC Music first stuff.
So right now, it's because it's still in the works. I don't want to put any date on it right now, but
that's fair. That's fair.
I am trying to get some stuff, hopefully ready by the time the winter comes around. So that's a big aim. If not,
that's a huge aim, because we about to hit July. Next month.
Yeah, but I'm at a phase now where I'm trying not to think so much about the creative process of the music, and when I do that, I'm actually coming up with some of the best verses I've ever written. When you're not thinking about it, that's when it yeah,
that's literally how it happens. When you're not thinking about what you're going to actually do, that's when it hits you. When you have like a plan and you say you're going to do this and this, like I always end up overthinking it, and the shit don't sound right. But when I'm like, you know what, forget it, I ain't going to screw music, then all of a sudden
it just pops in.
Something just pops in your head, and you still work with the locals, I see. And I know a lot of those guys.
I'm still local.
No, I know you're worldwide, man.
Hey, look, I mean maybe nationwide. I'm on your side, but if I was to go into certain rooms, nobody knows who I am, right? So
he's taking the modest approach, people.
No, that's a life approach, in my opinion, right? If I walk around here and I think that I'm better than everybody else, and I think I'm just leagues ahead, even though skill may say otherwise, right? when I walk into a room with certain people, like that may be the tastemakers or the who's who or the person with the big checks, right? Some of those rooms I'm gonna walk in, they're not gonna know me from, Joe Naismith. Like they're not gonna know me at all. So having that mentality when I go into any situation humbles me a little bit and lets me know like we still in the trenches. We haven't done anything that is so incredible that I'll never have to humble myself ever again.
Does it make you nervous getting around those people?
No. So nervousness never led me to anything. If I'm nervous about it, okay, it's okay to acknowledge that I'm feeling uneasy. It's okay to feel that way. But it's not okay to stay in that feeling and use that to succumb to any type of pressure or to any type of situation I have coming up. It's not an excuse. So it's like, all right, if I'm nervous, am I going to do this or not is what it comes down to at the end of the day. I can be nervous about it all I want. Am I going to do this? If I'm going to do this, I need to be at the top of my game. And that's why
at all times.
Just be at the top of the game when it's crunch time. This is football. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gonna win the game or not. You can go out there and play and run 500 yards. You know what I'm saying? Like you can run 500 yards, carry the team on your back. At the end of the day, people want to see, did you put a W up on the board? Because you can run 500 yards and lose the game. So again, it's like you're either gonna do it or you're not. Okay, I'm nervous. Okay, are you gonna do this or you're not? If you're gonna do this, go out there and kill it. Go out there and have fun. Do what you do. But if you're not going to do it, then don't do it. Get out of the way because somebody else is trying to do it too.
Now, of all these things that you do, you have to pick one of these to be the ultimate thing. Now, I know you got your hands in a lot of plates.
Yeah.
But there's got to be one of those things out of all these things that you do. One of them has to be the priority. Outside of family, which one of those things is the priority?
Video.
I knew you was going to say that.
And the only reason I say that is because there's way more money in it. That is way more money in it. And this is how I can break this down, right? Right now, when you look at all the other things that I do, you look at the artistry, making music, right? There's a certain level of people making music where you have them living comfortably and you see them around a lot. But then there's like a huge gap in between that person and the next person that's able to live with no other regard. Right? There's a gap between those. And like, some people will try to debate that, but it's like, if you really look at it, there's a huge gap. And most of those people that are like in the middle, you think they're living good, you know what I mean? Most of those people are not really living that way. And then that's when a scandal or something comes up later on where they didn't pay their taxes or something, right?
Oh, yeah.
But there's certain other people that you never see that for in the music business, right? There's also other people behind the scenes in the music business you never see, but most of the time you hear the same names. So that's music. Then you have photography. So photography, again, huge gap in the game. You have these iconic photographers that are in this bucket over here. And you see them, they come out every now and then, and they sell, some of their photos for, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then you don't hear anybody for a while until you find the up and coming people. Again, huge gap in between, right? But those people that are really making a lot of money off their photography, you never really hear about them. All right, so then you get into the movie business.
That's what the big bucks is.
The movie business has so many aspects of the game in between. You got the gaffers, you got your what you call a DP, the director of photography. You got the director itself. You got the screenwriter. Like you have all of these different aspects.
That's why the credits take so long.
Right. Got graphics. You have people that do the audio score on there. You have all of these different aspects in it, and it's easier for you to go over there and say, "Oh man, such and such did that same music in this movie over here. Oh, this director right here, I know about that director. There's a certain pocket of directors. There's other directors underneath them that are uprising, but it's way easier to start finding some of those directors based on the other outlets versus a photographer.
That's true.
Versus the amount of artists that are out there. It's artists on every corner. There's a photographer not as many artists, right? Not as many photographers as there are artists. And then there's less than that in the movie business. There's a whole lot of people shooting. There's a whole lot of people with camera shooting, but there's not a lot of people in the movie business. So you look at the whole lay of the land, like if you actually look at it as a scale, and it's like money-wise, the movies are the ones that can go and make billions here, billions there, and then divvy that money down. I went to Rodeo Drive, and I'm seeing Bugattis and stuff, and I see nobody that I recognize. You know what I'm saying?
There's nobody in the music in the business. It's more people taking the shots, holding the camera.
Exactly. If it was an artist, if it's a musician making that, 9 times out of 10 when you see him, you're gonna know who it is unless they're like a huge songwriter, right? 9 times
somebody super commercial.
Yeah, like 9 times out of 10 you're gonna know who it is. If it's a photographer, and you might know him, maybe, probably not though. For a director, like for movies, unless it's the director or somebody that was in the movie, the only time you've seen them was in a behind the scenes take or in the credits. You've never seen those people. There's somebody up there taping lights somewhere, like to the inside of a new Ford F-150 to use in a movie. There's somebody taping all that stuff down and rigging it all up, and they're making bank. And you've never seen them before.
Well, look, I'm gonna try to help you make some bank. So even though you already got the money, if anybody needs a music video,
I do not have all the money.
Lies.
I do not have all the money.
If anybody needs a music video shot, if they got events, I don't know if you do events besides the battle rapping, but if anybody needs to utilize your services, how may they be able to get a hold of you?
Right now, I try to meet the people where they are, and it seems like a lot of people are still on Instagram. So you can follow me on Instagram. It's BC Music 1ST. That's BC Music First. It's the same thing on Facebook. I do have the fan page on Facebook. You can find me there. Same thing on Twitter. Twitter's been going up a lot actually lately too. So same thing on Twitter at BC Music First. And same thing on email too. Same thing on email. You know which email I'm talking about. I don't even have to say it.
Hit them up. I've seen the quality. Listen, don't play. This is the guy you need shooting your music videos.
I appreciate that.
Like it looks just like some stuff you'd see on television. Like it's that legit. So y'all hit them up. I need everybody to shoot at least 2 videos this month.
Hey, I mean, I might have to clone myself to do that, but I'm with it. You know, come through.
You can do it. We appreciate you for coming by. I know we had a slow start, man. Oh, that storm messed up it.
Hey, it's no worries, man. Look, they came in with 8 boxes of chicken. All right. And when I tell you 8 boxes of chicken, I'm talking about warm, fresh chicken. And it wasn't just like one piece of chicken per pack. I want to say it was like 7, 8.
We went through like 1.5 of the boxes.
Big pieces of chicken.
The juicy chicken, like the deeper you get in the chicken, the juicier it is, and you see it kind of like dripping off of that unhealthy grease.
I had to hit the Ray J. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. BC Music First. Y'all hit him up. He's got the goods. We're gonna end it here. You gotta come back. You gotta come to poker night, man.
I'm down.
Poker night gets insane.
What kind of poker y'all play?
We don't play no cards. It's just called poker night, but you know we no, I'm serious. We don't play it. We just everybody kind of comes through and shoots the shit.
Look, somebody gotta be playing spades at least, man.
I might buy a deck and we could play it on it. That'll be a first. Poker night on poker night.
I'm down for that.
It's the Kevolution, y'all. Y'all be easy.
Yes, sir.